Are you looking to become a classic menswear enthusiast? Are you about to make your entire personality about ties and pocket squares? Or are you already down that rabbit hole and have a full wardrobe full of separate suits and shirts and leather shoes? Well, if you are, or if you're going to be, I would like to explain to you today the potential hidden costs you could be incorporating into your daily budgets. Where has this video come from? Well, folks, I found myself at the end of a very hefty bill last week, and I thought to myself, how did I not see this coming? Because I have been a classic menswear enthusiast for a few years now, and I realized, you know what, I want to pass this little bit of wisdom on to anybody who's getting into the hobby or the lifestyle, and riff with the people who are already in there, who are feeling my pain and might be able to help some kind of more junior members out. What are the hidden costs to classic menswear? Well, I'm going to break them into a few different categories. Let's start with the clothes themselves. Now, you know that I am a massive advocate for buying reused clothes, shopping on Vinted, places like that, and recycling. It's good for the environment. Classic menswear will last you a lifetime if you buy good quality, so that's why I'm a big fan of that. And if you haven't seen it, I did a vintage challenge. You can find parts 1 here and here. You'll have to excuse my microphone. It is, in fact, a shoehorn. I just don't want my clothes rustling on the mic. Sorry, guys. So you can find parts 1 and part 2 there. Highly recommend going and watching it. And you can see that I was managed to build an entire outfit. In fact, I think I got a couple of outfits for just £200. But again, £200 for one, maybe 1.5 outfits. It's quite expensive to begin with. But, you know, it's good quality. It's not like comparing it to fast fashion. But still, it's not cheap. But here is where the slippery slope resides, okay? We all start off with the greatest of intentions, yeah? This is a beautiful rebought, kind of like a resold shirt from TM Lewin. I paid, I want to say £4 for it. It probably would have been £75 new. What a bargain. However, we all end up down the made-to-measure route. I promise you. Now, if you're like, no, I'm never going to buy a made-to-measure, I will fight you in the comments. I'll see you down there, guys. I will put my gloves on. Let's go. Okay, because I promise you, as time goes on, you start to find out that anything that's off the rack, whether it's vintage or not, just doesn't fit quite right. And there's something to be said about having something made for your particular body shape. And as somebody who is building a made-to-measure brand, Mifsud & Sons, okay, you can go to this website and have a little look. I can tell you right now that it is almost impossible to do it for a reasonable price, and I'm trying to get a navy blazer in the hands of everyone at the most reasonable price, and I'm struggling. Okay, so that is a hidden cost, because you're going to start seeing, you know, the influencers online and all these lovely dressed people who look amazing, and you're like, oh, and you look in the description box and it's made to measure, made to measure, made to measure. Okay, that is our first hidden cost. If you can stay strong and go your whole life without buying something made to measure, I salute you. Okay, I lasted about a year and I was like, this sucks, get me something that fits my body, and it's a whole different tale. So that's the first cost. All right, let's go. What's the next cost then? Well, made to measure clothes or classic menswear, or however you want to describe it, okay, these are natural fibers and they require a certain type of care. Now, fortunately, things like shirts can just be laundered, that's fine, but anything else like jackets, trousers, suits, ties, even your pocket squares, need to go to a dry cleaners, and the dry cleaning is not cheap. Okay, it's expensive. Let me give you a little guideline. If you wouldn't mind me suggesting something to you right now, you might be able to learn something. You don't need to dry clean your clothes a lot. If you've built a seasonal wardrobe, like I would suggest, so you've got a winter wardrobe and a kind of spring-summer wardrobe, you'll find that you'll have to dry clean your clothes less often because you only wear them for sort of half a year, with the exception of things like shirts, perhaps. But still, I would highly recommend that if you've got a suit that you wear year round, you don't dry clean it any more than 3 to 4 times a year. And even then, I think that's a bit of a push. And again, people might write in the comments what they think. And if you're wondering why, it's because natural fibers work in sync with the body. They're so much better at things like sweat and dirt and that kind of stuff. And actually, I'm a massive fan of cream trousers, folks. I've got series and all sorts. I've got videos. Okay. I get away with wearing cream trousers all the time, and even when you get a little bit of speck of dirt on them, little light cloth, bing bang bong, it's all good. For some reason, I just find synthetic materials just attract stains. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my kind of positive bias about natural fibers. I don't know. But you're gonna have to dry clean your clothes. And again, maybe no more than 3 to 4 times a year. If you've got a seasonal wardrobe, drop that down to once or twice, maybe in the middle of the season, at the end of the season, before you put them back in your wardrobe. That will reduce the cost. But the average cost of dry cleaning here in the UK is £18 for a suit. Okay, so if even you've got a jacket and separates, that's £18. Call it £20 because that's the average, folks. It means there's more expensive versions and there's cheaper versions. So go £20 for a suit. Let's say you got 3 winter suits and 3 spring summer suits. Okay, 6 suits, that's £120 at least once. Okay, at least once, if not multiple times a year. Okay, so it all soon adds up, folks. Now that's our dry cleaning bill, but there are some other costs as well, okay? If you've got leather shoes, you need to polish those shoes, you need to moisturize them. That's an expense because you have to replace that maybe every year, every couple of years. If you've got things like suede shoes, you're gonna need a suede brush, you're gonna need a suede cleaner. You need some of the protective spray. This all adds up, folks, okay? So these are all just things that you need to be prepared to have in your house that are gonna cost money, that you're probably just gonna buy on Amazon, but they'll soon eat into your daily, weekly, yearly budget. So that's the money cost. What about the time cost? Now, I wear a collared shirt every day, 7 days a week, okay? I own 2 t-shirts and some polos, but most of the time I am wearing a collared shirt. So that means I'm gonna have to iron this collared shirt. So you got 7 shirts on a Sunday. There's me Sunday evening ironing my shirts. There's videos online. There's a great gent on Instagram. If I can find it, I'll put it here. If not, I apologize. I don't actually know his name. I just see his reels and stuff. And he's like, how to iron a shirt in 60 seconds. And he's like, boom, boom, boom. He's like an expert at it, right? He's great. It don't take me 1 minute, folks. It takes me 5 minutes, okay, to do one shirt because I want to do a really good job. 7 5s, that's 35 minutes, folks. That's half an hour just ironing shirts. And if I'm completely honest, it probably takes a little bit longer than that because ironing a shirt is tricky, okay? So there's half hour of my week, every week, ironing shirts, okay? What about polishing shoes? Folks, if you've got leather shoes, you're probably gonna have to polish them, and you're gonna probably have to polish them pretty frequently, all right? If you're wearing them, they're gonna get dirty and you're gonna have to look after them. This takes a round, doesn't it? If you ever polish shoes, you don't know, again, links in the description, you can find videos that help you out how to polish your shoes, how to clean suede, all that good stuff, links to Amazon stuff, all right? But polishing shoes takes a bit of a time. So you're going to moisturize them and then you're going to leave them 15-20 minutes and you're going to coat 1, coat 2. That's an hour for a pair of shoes. Now obviously in between that you can be doing other things. But if you've got multiple pairs of shoes, you moisturize pair 1, then pair 2, so on and so forth, and then you go back and you polish and then you go back and you polish, right? So let's say you've got 6 pairs of shoes and you're working your way through. That's still an hour of your time you've spent polishing 6 pairs of shoes or 5 pairs of shoes or whatever. So it's a bit of a time consideration. So if you polish your shoes once a week, which you obviously can and should maybe, and you're ironing your shirts, that's nearly 2 hours of your life you've lost in a week just maintaining your clothes. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't want people to get twisted here that I'm complaining about having nice clothes. Not at all. Actually, polishing my shoes and ironing my shirts are some of the favourite things I do in the week because it brings me pride that I take pride in my appearance and I always, I'm showing my daughter how to look after things and so on and so forth. So it's not that I'm complaining, but what I am saying is that that's time that you could be spending doing other things if you have other hobbies and interests. Okay, so it's just, again, you just need to be aware of that. You're not going to buy a beautiful suit and that's it, you're a classic menswear enthusiast. You're going to spend time maintaining those things. And then here's the last sneaky little one that, if I'm really honest, probably did me dirty the most in my entrance into classic menswear and cost me the most money nowadays. And it's the cost of tailoring. Now, I recommend everybody owns a sewing machine, and that's just a life skill, folks. If you haven't watched this video, I can actually show you how to tailor a shirt. I'm no expert tailor. I certainly understand how it all works. I understand proportions of clothes. I've certainly learned a lot about making clothes in my endeavor to build a brand. But I'm no expert tailor by any stretch of the imagination. And if I'm perfectly honest, a job that would take me an hour to do, like shortening sleeves, that's a time-consuming job for me, okay, takes my tailor about 15 minutes. So whenever I have to have some clothes fixed, I always weigh up the time versus cost. And I think, well, hang on, I need to take this shirt in and change the sleeves or whatever. Let's say I bought it for Vinted for cheap or whatever. That's going to take me a solid hour of my life. Or I can run it into my tailors and that's going to cost me £20. So where do I want to spend my time? Would I rather have my hour back and go and earn some money? Or would I rather be at home and save the money and do it? Well, listen, it depends on what's going on in life, if I'm perfectly honest. But taking my clothes to the tailor costs me money. And generally speaking, unless you're buying, and even when you do buy made to measure, sometimes it needs adjusting, right? But if you're not buying made to measure, you're going to need adjustments. So that's going to cost money. And it's time going there and so on and so forth. So these are just the hidden costs, folks. These are the things you might end up spending money on. So there's my list. We've got buying the actual clothes themselves and inevitably slipping into made to measure. We've got the cost of actually getting things dry cleaned and then actually washing them, etc. The time that it takes to launder, iron, polish shoes, so on and so forth. And then the cost of tailoring alongside that if you're making adjustments. So it's a bit of a list, folks, in things that it costs. And there's some other costs that kind of sneak in that I'll put here as like an honorable mention, but they're probably not for everyone. When you start buying really nice clothes, you find that you want to look after them in the way that is probably really good. And you start, I'm pausing here because I'm a little bit embarrassed to tell you, but you start thinking to yourself, yeah, maybe I don't want to hang my clothes on plastic hangers anymore. Maybe I want to hang them on wooden hangers. And now suddenly you're in IKEA buying wooden hangers rather than plastic hangers. And suddenly you're buying shoe trees made out of wood to put in your shoes, to look after your shoes. Now, listen, I'm not embarrassed because it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed because I'm embarrassed how much money I've spent doing these things. Now, do they extend the life of your clothes? Yeah, absolutely, especially shoe trees. They're really important. But by God, they're expensive. Even a second-hand pair of shoe trees is going to run you £20. A new pair of decent cedar wood trees, you're looking £30. So if you've got, like me, 15 plus pairs of shoes, then that's a lot of shoe trees. Now, admittedly, I don't have shoe trees for all of my shoes, and I am slowly adding to them as I go along. I look for them on Vinted. If I get them cheap, I buy them. But listen, these are all just added expenses. Suddenly, I've got a rack full of wooden hangers that, if I'd bought plastic hangers, I'd have got 1,000 for £1. But now I'm buying wooden hangers, so now it's £7 for 5 or whatever it is. These all kind of mount up. So there's my list. If you're a classic menswear OG, as they say, I think that's what the kids are saying, in the comments down below, what have I missed out on? I'm sure I've missed something here. Is there anything you would like to tell your younger self? If you're new to the game and you're like, yeah, I'm getting into this, I like ties, this, that, and the other. Did you find this list useful? Am I just making a big deal out of nothing? Who knows? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you could give it a like and a subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. Go and check out mifsudandsons.com, and I will catch you in the next one.